The moment the email hit her inbox, Jasmine Crockett paused. Subject: invitation to appear. Jimmy Kimmel Live. No exclamation mark, no smiley face, no frills, just a calculated invitation. She stared at it for a moment, then smiled. Not because it amused her, but because she recognized the setup. A trap. Kimmel didn't invite guests like her out of curiosity. He invited them to mock, to frame, to fuel his nightly punchlines. But Jasmine wasn't just any guest. At 43, sharp as a tack and fresh off a series of high-profile congressional debates that left political circles reeling, she remained unfazed. She clicked reply. I accept. See you Thursday. That Thursday, the green room hummed with controlled chaos, makeup artists flitting about, stage managers murmuring into headsets, cameras testing shots. Yet Jasmine sat still, dressed in a striking blue suit that seemed to command the room, under the harsh lights, exuding calm confidence. No notes, no phone, just her, poised and ready. Backstage, Kimmel rehearsed his monologue with a smirk. She's the fiery Congresswoman from Texas, barely able to keep her cool without turning it into a courtroom drama, he quipped, drawing laughs from his writers. He believed this would be an easy win. The show kicked off with its usual light, sarcastic tone, the crowd primed to laugh on cue. But the energy shifted when her name rang out. And now, please welcome Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. She stepped onto the stage, heels clicking, chin held high. The applause was polite yet hesitant, the audience unsure of what to expect. Kimmel leaned in, grinning. Well, Jasmine, welcome. This is either very brave or very foolish. She met his gaze without flinching. Then let's find out which. The crowd laughed with her, not at her, catching Kimmel off guard. He raised an eyebrow. Honestly, when I heard you were coming to defend your stances, I expected someone more seasoned. Jasmine tilted her head with a sly smile. They offered him the mic, but he declined, said you'd used up all the seasoning. The audience roared. Kimmel chuckled, but his eyes narrowed. He wasn't accustomed to this resistance. Seriously, Jasmine, how do you sleep at night defending such, let's say, generously controversial policies? He pressed. She held his stare. With a clear conscience and a thick binder of facts, unlike some who lean on cue cards and applause signs. The room murmured. Some clapped, others sat silent. The dynamic had shifted. This wasn't the timid figure Kimmel anticipated, nor a viral soundbite. This was a force who'd honed her arguments and sharpened her wit. The real reason for her presence remained unspoken, building tension as the conversation deepened. Kimmel shifted tactics. Let me guess, you're here to say the media's all wrong about your side. Jasmine didn't waver. I'm here to remind people that comedy fails when you're too lazy to research the punchline. The audience let out a startled ooh, some clapping uncertainly. Kimmel laughed, but his tone betrayed unease. I do my research, thank you. It says your positions spin more than a SoulCycle class. Jasmine nodded calmly. And your writers spin more than CN after a policy debate. The crowd laughed again, the momentum now hers. Kimmel tapped his pen, forcing a smile. Okay, you came prepared. I had to, she replied evenly. You're used to celebrities, I'm used to leading a nation's discourse. The studio mood shifted. Kimmel's usual playbook of ridicule and distraction wasn't landing. Even the band, typically ready to play him out of tight spots, stayed silent. Let's get serious, Kimmel said, leaning in. Your stance on controversial issues, still standing firm? Jasmine met his eyes. I defend every American's right to fair justice, even when the media rushes to judgment. Kimmel laughed nervously. We saw the facts live. You saw the footage your producers chose, she countered sharply. Not the withheld evidence, not the overlooked perspectives that don't sell ads. Her voice stayed steady, cutting like a scalpel. Kimmel shifted uncomfortably. The room felt less like a comedy set and more like a courtroom, awaiting a verdict. If you're asking like a prosecutor, Jimmy, at least admit you're showing one side, she added softly. Or is that not part of the joke? The silence was palpable, the crew holding their breath. Kimmel broke it with a forced chuckle. For someone so bold, you don't laugh much. Jasmine smiled. I do, just not when platforms mislead millions and call it entertainment. The power in the room tilted unmistakably. Kimmel pressed, do I weaken democracy? You do what you claim to fight, push narratives, then call it truth, she said smoothly. Kimmel held up a printout. You called media narratives the biggest threat to public trust, bolder than election fraud. Jasmine didn't hesitate. They're connected. Selective stories, edited clips, and skewed headlines erode trust, weakening systems, elections, law, even late-night TV. Her pointed calm hit hard. Kimmel blinked. So you're accusing me? Of the same thing you fight, narratives without context, she replied. The audience rippled with attention, not quite applause, but a growing focus. People don't say, "Thank goodness for Jasmine," when I talk about your views, Kimmel tried. They ask how someone sharp defends such stances. She smiled patiently. They only hear your spin. When the only voice they trust laughs before they listen, it's easy to buy the joke as truth. The band shuffled. Kimmel shifted, grasping for control. Let's lighten up. Social media bans? They should have stayed, she said. Silencing half kills democracy. Same rule, should your show go off for mistakes? Kimmel froze. You're comparing my jokes to policy? If you influence millions, you can't hide behind joke when facts are sidelined, she replied. The silence grew. Jasmine crossed her legs, calm, while Kimmel tensed. You're intense, he noted. Only when cutting through noise, she said. He glanced at the audience. No easy laughs. Think I'm the problem? She leaned in. You were funny, challenged power once. Now you commentate for the powerful and call it entertainment. A few clapped. Kimmel had no retort. Then she struck. You don't do comedy anymore, Jimmy. You do damage control with a punchline. Real applause erupted. Kimmel sat stunned. Let's do weather. Climate change a hoax? He pivoted weakly. It's real, she smiled. Fake is thinking jokes fix it. The crowd mixed surprise with approval. Always this serious? He asked. Only when truth's buried under laughs, she replied. Kimmel searched for footing. What's next? Running for office? She shrugged. Just the truth, wherever it leads. More claps. The show ended awkwardly. Backstage, staff nodded respect. Online, damage control trended as clips spread. By morning, headlines screamed, Crockett owns Kimmel live. Analysts debated. Rivals chimed in. Kimmel stayed silent. Jasmine posted, Truth wins unfiltered, hitting 1 million likes. The late-night landscape shifted. Calm, factual, fearless. Fans rallied, critics scrambled, and the ripple grew, proving one clear voice can reshape the stage. Hey everyone, if you love this epic showdown, hit that subscribe button now. Join our growing community for more bold takes, unfiltered truth, and exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. Turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. New videos drop weekly. Let's keep the conversation going. Subscribe today and be part of the movement.